Welcome to Sports Talk New York. I'm your host, Matt Palizzi. All right, we're going to do some baseball right now. All right, so I'm already on the standings. Obviously, I'm talking about the Yankees and Mets, both in tight playoff races, one division, one wild card. Yankees took 3 out of 4 against Boston this weekend. Very awesome. And the Mets lost 2 out of 3 to Philadelphia. So we'll see how that goes. But now, all right, so the American League standings. Yankees have a 3-game lead now on Baltimore. Let's keep it up, boys. They are, 87 and 63. And they've got about 12 games left. Baltimore's right there at 84 and 66. And then you got the rest of the division, as you can see, as you're looking. You got Boston, Tampa, and then Toronto. Whatever happened to Toronto, man? They had some good talent. But, okay. Then you got the Central. You've got Cleveland, who has a 4-game lead on Kansas City. Cleveland's 86 and 64, just a game back of the Yankees right now for that number 1 seed. I'm telling you, man, I have never wanted that number 1 seed more than I do right now. This team can keep doing what they're doing and keep winning series. That number 1 seed is ours. But we got to take care of our business. And not worry what Cleveland's doing, because they're right there. All right, so Kansas City, 82 and 68. You can see the rest of the division. All right, and then you got Houston, 81 and 68. They got a 4.5 game lead over Seattle. That's our next series of Seattle. We could do some damage to them. All right, so that's that. You got Texas, then Oakland, and the Angels. All right, so now we'll go over here to the National League East. Philly with the best record in baseball at 90 and 59. And then you got Atlanta and the Mets right after them. And then you got Washington and Miami. You got Milwaukee, 86 and 63. And then you got the Cubs, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Pitt. And then you have the Dodgers, and we're 88 and 61, 3.5 game lead. It's amazing how close that division is. It really is. And you got the Padres at 85 and 65, 3.5 back. And Arizona 83 and 66. And then the Giants in Colorado. All right, so then we go to the wild card. Okay, obviously you got your division winners right there. And then you got your wild card teams. Baltimore, KC, and Minnesota are all the wild card teams. Detroit is just 2.5 back, along with Seattle 2.5 back. Boston's 4.5 back. And I think I'll just stop there. I think you get down to here, and it's really tough for those teams at 6.5 been back on to. So that's your wild card race for there. And then you got your wild card race. You got San Diego, Arizona, and Atlanta, and the Mets all tied. Well, you got San Diego and Arizona, and then you got Atlanta and the Mets tied for the last spot. Eventually, they'll break that tie. I think they were tied the last time I did this. So you've got that, and then you got the Cubs. You see, I want to give that. I want to say 5 back. Okay, I'll just go with the Cubs. With the Cubs, about 5 back, and after that, it's everyone else does not have a chance at the wild card because there's only 12 games left of the season. It's only a dozen games here, which is pretty much 2 weeks. I think if you're that far back with St. Louis with 7 games, I even think it's tough to say Chicago has a chance, but I'm trying to give them because they're on the first team on the outside. All right, so that's your updated standings with that. All right, so now let's go back over here. Let's see if it'll let me. All right, so we'll start with the Yankees. The Yankees have been doing pretty well of late so far. If you want to go back all the way to Kansas City, they took 2 out of 3 against Kansas City, and they took 3 out of 4 against Boston. Judge seems to have found his stroke again because he hit 2 home runs in that Boston series. So that's definitely a good thing there. So they got they got today off, and then they got Seattle, and they got Oakland on the road, and they come home for the last 6 against Baltimore and the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that's how they could end their season there. And we'll go over to the Mets. Back to standings. And see what the Mets have done here. Alright. So the Mets, they took 2 out of 3 against Toronto. And then they lost 2 out of 3 against Philadelphia. So now they got a series starting today against Washington. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they go a 4-game series against Philly, which they need to at least split with them. And then they got their big one against Atlanta, and then they got the other one against Milwaukee. So, hopefully these 2 teams can get it going. Both of them get into the playoffs. Right now, I didn't expect, again, I said this is my last one, I didn't expect the Mets to be where they are, and I'm probably going to keep saying this. So where they are right now is very impressive with me. Just because I never thought the talent was there yet. I thought they had to wait 1 more year. And then I thought next year was going to be that year. But sometimes teams kind of peak a year before they're supposed to. So, yes, I'm not a Mets fan. But I talk about the Mets, just like I talk about the Yankees and all the New York teams. So I'm always going to cheer them on. So that's what's going on there. All right. And that's pretty much it. For my MLB one here, and I'll post both these videos I just did today back to back in the next probably couple hours. Alright, so this is Sports Talk New York. This is Matt Polizzi. I'm your host. Hope you all have a great day. See ya.